Austin Aries climbed the hill when he won the Feaster Fired briefcase that contained the World Heavyweight Championship match. Now, he cashes it in here against heavyweight champion Kurt Angle. That is a mountain to climb for Austin Aries. Aries has always found a way. Can he do it tonight? Austin Aries already a former world's champion. However, there is no one quite like Kurt Angle inside the squared circle. Austin Aries able to take Angle down. Austin Aries and his last Chancery submission hold will come to good effect if he can get that applied on Kurt Angle. Although Kurt Angle, being the submission specialist in his own right, it's not going to be easy to get to that point. Aries tried to break out of the lock that Angle has his legs wrapped around the head. Aries trying to re-strategize to get back up, but he does. The drop kick attempt by Austin Aries got thrown off. Aries is quick in his offense. Kurt Angle is quick in his reflexes and his defense. Brian Hebner, the referee, calling for the rope break. Up and over, rolling through. Austin Aries gets the better of that exchange. A clothesline takes Angle down. Although Angle doesn't stay down for very long. Measured based on the time on that pinfall attempt, barely a 1 count. If there's anything that Austin Aries should go after in this match, it's very widely known, highly documented about Kurt Angle's neck issues. So if you want something to target on Kurt Angle, it's the neck. As we are back, it is our main event for the TNA World Championship. Austin Aries cashed in his Feast or Fired World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. This was supposed to be a night for EC3 to challenge. EC3 used option C. When you're X Division champion and you can use the opportunity to challenge for the World Championship. That was taken away from him by Austin Aries, who jumped ahead of the line to cash in his briefcase, taking priority challenge, bumping him right up to #1 contender. And right into this matchup that we are currently in, as Austin Aries has Angle right where he wants him. Angle started to fight back. Aries could be thinking brainbuster. Again, another attempt. Angle with a back suplex. Kurt Angle is easy to find. One of the most difficult competitors to beat. And with the last Chancery being the big move in the playbook of Austin Aries, and that being a submission hold, It's going to be hard to keep Kurt Angle down. Kurt Angle doesn't stay down in submission very easily, if I can't recall ever. However, Kurt Angle is starting the run of Germans. German suplexes coming the way of Austin Aries. Kurt Angle on a new wind as Austin Aries tries to get himself back up. Angle slam attempted, blocked, and turned into a DDT, driving Angle's skull top into the mat. Whoa, 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 whoa. Last chancery, last chancery. Has it? Will Kurt Angle be forced to tap out by Austin Aries? As I mentioned just moments ago, when was the last time you can recall Kurt Angle tapping out? Angle was able to turn it around and picking the ankle of Austin Aries in the center of the ring, writhing in pain. Could this opportunity go to waste? Or will Austin Aries find a way to break free? And he does as Angle goes face first into the middle turnbuckle. Aries is back up, but how much damage in that little bit of time of the ankle lock was done to the ankle? Aries raking Angle up on the top rope. Aries, months and months holding on to that Feaster Fired briefcase to find tonight to be, in his mind, the best opportunity to cash it in and take option C away from EC3. Like a bullet, but gets caught. Kurt Angle blocked. Kurt Angle's reflexes are like none other. Right into the ankle lock. This is the reason that Kurt Angle's the TNA World Champion. However, Austin Aries manages to find the bottom rope to stay in it. Kurt Angle trying to fight Aries off to get a German, but Austin Aries has a pretty tight grip on the rope. Aries doing what he can to fight off Angle. Discus, nope, gets caught. Angle, slam. Good night, arrow. Nope, nope. I was going to say good night, Austin Aries, but Austin Aries stays in it. Austin Aries knows how to dig down deep. That's just the resilience of Aries. These two are taking each other to the limit. Kurt Angle looking to go high risk. High risk, high reward. There's no reward for Angle. And Aries going to take the opportunity to turn it right into last chancery. Kurt Angle could be forced to tap in the center of the ring. Nowhere to go. Can you imagine? A moment in time where the world would freeze. The world would stop and stare if Austin Aries were to force Kurt Angle to tap out. Angle doing everything he can to stay. But Angle is dragging himself. Can he get there? And Angle does. Angle able to make it to the bottom rope. Kurt Angle able to force the break. These two are not holding back whatsoever. The exhaustion has to be setting in. Angle's still out. Austin Aries heading up, but Angle, like a machine, gets back up to meet Austin Aries up at the top, almost like instinct told him something dangerous, something bad's going to happen. Aries raking at the face and the cymbal clap. Up at the top, but Angle right back. Angle, you just can't keep Angle down. Austin Aries ready to take flight. 450 on the money. At 2.5, Kurt Angle stays in it. Another picture of the 450 splash by Austin Aries. However, Kurt Angle managed to survive at 2.5. Austin Aries giving Kurt Angle a good run for his money as heavyweight champion. Neither man willing to back down. What a thunderous chop to Kurt Angle. Boot to the midsection. Kurt Angle looking for another Angle slam. And a discus forearm by Austin Aries. And another discus forearm. Full speed ahead with a drop kick to Kurt Angle. Now it could be time. Brain Buster. Can Aries get there? Aries does. Can he do it all? Angle's brilliance, able to find his foot on the bottom rope. Great ring awareness by the veteran Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle couldn't kick out, but he certainly had the awareness to know where the bottom rope was. Aries has to stay level-headed, stay focused. Aries now going to go for an ankle lock on Kurt Angle. Trapped in Kurt Angle's own submission hold. Very bold of Austin Aries. Will Aries do it? But Angle's not going to take the disrespect as he rolls through and turns it right into the ankle lock. And Kurt Angle, who was so smooth to reverse, and then Austin Aries in his own way reversed it, sending Kurt Angle to the outside onto the floor. Aries gonna take flight. Suicide dive, but nobody home. Austin Aries launched himself like a missile at Angle, and the only thing that exploded was himself right into the guardrail. A rough landing for Austin Aries, who could be out. This is about to go from bad to worse for Austin Aries as the straps come down. Kurt Angle is ready to be done with Austin Aries. Lifting the lifting the lifeless body, or at least what I thought. Roll through, whoa. Roll through in a stack. And again, Kurt Angle, this time the leg is trapped. There is absolutely nowhere to go. Some things can be said in absolute, and this is one of them. It's all over. Kurt Angle still the TNA World Champion. Once Kurt Angle wrapped the legs around the leg of Austin Aries to really cinch in that ankle lock to make sure there was nowhere to go for Austin Aries, that was when it was all over. Kurt Angle, EC3, still has some business to attend to. EC3 attacking Kurt Angle from behind as he stares down at the TNA World Championship. Kurt couldn't even have his moment after beating Austin Aries to retain the TNA World title. EC3 grabs the title. That is what EC3 wants. He's got his eyes on the biggest prize here in TNA. You're going to have to get through Kurt Angle to hold that gold loud and proud. You may hold it right now, but it certainly doesn't belong to you.